Would you guys rather get your passports and date foreign women and be happy, or stay in the United States, Canada, UK, whatever it is, and be unhappy with your dating life and thus overall unhappy in life? Because let's face it, for most of you guys, the sad truth is your only shot, your last hope of getting a woman that's beautiful and feminine, because you want both. Beautiful doesn't matter if she's not feminine. Feminine doesn't matter if she's not beautiful. You do need both. Then your only chance is really go overseas and date foreign men.
Hey guys, back to the video in just a few seconds, but first, I had to share these amazing results that I've been having on dating apps using 100% fake AI generated photos. Every single girl that you're seeing on screen right now, I matched with on Bumble using, yes, fake AI photos. And here are the photos on the screen right now that I used. And before you rush to the comments and want to say something dumb like, oh, I could kind of tell that they were fake. I know that you can't tell that they're fake because I'm lying to you. I'm showing you a mixture of both real photos and AI photos, and I bet you can't tell the difference of which is which. And I've done well on the dating apps even before with real photos, but ever since I put AI photos on there into the mix, the results have been absolutely insane, as you were seeing. And not only can I now be super lazy, I don't have to do photo shoots anymore in real life, but I can now get access to backdrops I never could before, such as being on a private jet or some insane looking baller Airbnb. And no, I know what you're thinking. Both the dating app platforms and Instagram cannot tell that these are AI and they will not get you banned. So if you want some of these for yourself, just check out the link in the video description. It's also in the first pinned comment. It's the same link, and we will get back to the regular video now.
Not everybody has to, though. So let's talk about first which guys should go overseas, what are the benefits and disadvantages of that, and then what guys should just stay in America. So we all have different tastes and types. One thing I want to caution you on is coping, right? So we all know what femininity looks like. We all know what, feminine, submissive women who follow it should. Actually, I take that back. Some guys who've only dated America, especially younger generation, because I'm 36, even in like 2013, 2014, up to about that point, I would say around 2015, 16 is when things took like a drastic turn for the worse. Feminism got really big. Generalized hatred of men got really big. Being masculine got really big. Woke culture got really big. But even guys, the older gentlemen in the United States know this, but you guys may not know what femininity looks like, but everybody knows what a hot girl looks like, regardless of taste. If you don't like black girls, you know what a hot black girl looks like. If you don't like white girls, like I don't like white girls, but I know what a hot white girl looks like, okay? So don't cope. If you're this guy and you know that you're really good looking, if women have flirted with you, if you've got a strong jawline and a beard and you're at least 5'11", 6 feet, you make really good money and you have really, really good social skills, you just kind of need a better strategy. Like you want to work with a guy like me to just like, hey, what's the best strategy? How do you do this online thing? How do you meet women directly on Instagram? You have a chance, okay? You don't necessarily have to leave the United States, but I would suggest still putting an emphasis on looking for foreign women there. And we're going to talk about this. And also, if you're in, let's say, I always use this as an example, right? If you're in the United States and you're in South Florida, let's say you're in Brickell, okay? Every girl that you see walking around Brickell and Mary Brickell Village is a sugar baby, an OnlyFans girl, a webcam model, or she's monetizing her looks in some way, and she has no soul, and she's just looking for dudes with money to support her. Now, just going a little bit up to Fort Lauderdale or down is it the 95, whatever freeway that is, to Coral Gables or Kendall or something like that, or Doral, you can find 180-degree different night and day difference between girls. So it suggests that, if you're in Los Angeles, look for girls in like Cerritos or something. If you're in, I don't know, Portland, Oregon, go a little bit outside of Portland, you can find much better girls in the suburbs and stuff like that. But you have to be very honest about what quality of women you're able to attract and how much work you've done in yourself. So for most guys watching this channel, it tends to attract ambitious entrepreneurs, guys who are into self-development, guys who are into the gym. If you haven't done the work, you may not get this, but if you have done the work, again, you've done some basic looks maxing, you have a skincare routine like me, you've done a hair transplant like me, you have this yoked, jacked, amazing body. I'm just kidding. It's a very average, maybe slightly above average body, but you're not a fat piece of shit. You've done the work and you're not getting the results. It's more likely the dating market than it is you. And I want to talk about a guy that I wouldn't say we're like friends, but a guy I'm become familiar with. I've networked with him. He seems like a really, really cool guy. His name is Max Keswick, and let's put some footage of him on the screen right now, some photos and whatnot. No homo, no diddy. This guy is jacked. This guy is handsome. This guy's around 5'10", 5'11". He has insane social skills. I'm gonna put a link to his Instagram and YouTube channel in the description of this video. You can see the way he handles himself when he does street interviews. I mean, the dude's got like a jawline, a beard, piercing blue eyes, insane presence with women. He's famous on social media. He carries himself really well. He's presumably got some cash because he's pretty famous on the internet. He's got, he had a really big YouTube channel that got deleted. He's got another one for like 12K that is, building up after someone got deleted. Side tangent, being a dating coach, the most annoying thing ever because your socials are always getting banned and taken down. Very, very sad, but it is what it is. It's the life we signed up for. And I have another friend who's like a Portuguese fitness model guy. I can't put photos of him on the screen. We'll put photos of guy who, more or less resemble him. As I always say, he kind of looks like the Deep from the show The Boys. But whether it's, Max Keswick, which, follow him. His information's in the description, or my Portuguese, Chad fitness influencer friend who's got damn near 700,000 followers. He looks like he was like carved out of wood, chiseled out of wood. Again, this guy too, nose game, sick presence. If I'm ever out with this guy at a shopping mall, I'm always like, I'll be walking and like maybe I glance at my phone for a second and then I look up and like, oh shit, the dude's gone. He's already gone over to talk to some chick. Zero hesitation, zero approach anxiety. And these guys are unhappy with the results in Western dating markets. Like Max was telling me, he sent me this voice message. Not that he can't get girls. I bet he's British. I believe he's from the UK. Max, if you're not British, if you're not from the UK, I apologize. But I think based on his accent, he's from there. And again, he just said basically in so many words, to paraphrase that, the women have become insufferable. They're intolerable. They're masculine and he doesn't like them. Not to say like, oh, he can't get laid in his own country and stuff like that. And, oh, like the girls just ignore him and he's so hopeless and desperate. He's not saying that. He's just saying that he doesn't like them. So for some of you guys, right, and I've talked about this before, it's not that myself or another dating coach or you perhaps watching this video cannot get a beautiful woman in a Western dating market like Canada, for example. It's that you don't want to. And some guys, it's both. Some guys, it's like they can't get attractive women in Canada, UK. None of that. They don't want to, even if they could. Okay. So let's talk about this concept of like, quote unquote, doing the work, right? As we talked about earlier, I said, some of you guys are doing the work. Some of you guys are not doing the work. As we define, it's like taking care of your looks as much as you can, trimming your beard, dressing well, gym, skincare routine, getting a lot of sleep, etc. Finances, because at the end of the day, I just haven't seen it. I mean, maybe I've seen a few exceptions here and there in recent times. I saw more exceptions in the past, but I'm talking about like 2018, 2019 and beyond, certainly 2020 and beyond. I don't really see across any country or any culture beautiful girls dating broke guys. And when I like, not only not dating broke guys, but like I see all beautiful women with guys who could at least support them fairly well. Like the guy's got, at least in the United States, 150 to 200K coming in, and overseas, at least around, 60, 70% of that. Could be a little bit less, but I don't see girls long-term dating guys that aren't doing very well financially. So that's all doing the work, getting your mouthpiece right, approaching girls in the daytime, maybe buying a course from somebody, I don't know how to do day game, and studying female psychology and learning some techniques, maybe learning a few lines or routines, but just being social, going out there, working on your voice, your eye contact, your spontaneity, your conversational skills, your verbal game, all that stuff. We all talk about that, but a big part of like, quote unquote, doing the work, which is becoming a very, very necessary step for a lot of men, is going overseas. So it's not just hit the gym, make money, work on your mouthpiece, dress well, network, learn about female psychology, practice a lot, put yourself in a lot of situations where you're being social, meeting a lot of women. But yeah, like learning a foreign language, learn how to make friends when you're in a new country, learning how to explore dating markets. I was getting dinner with a group of friends and we had a pretty big variety, right? We had, like me being like a pale white guy. We had like my Portuguese influencer friend was there. He's, very tan and stuff. And we were talking about like even this guy was saying that he did extremely poorly in Barcelona. Like he tried to talk to a girl and do day game. And like before you even get like a word out, they're like, no, okay, yeah, I got a boyfriend. Thank you. I gotta go. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Hey, thanks. Bye. Thanks. Bye. They're doing like that whole thing in day game. But then he went to Madrid and he did extremely well. And it's just like, it's the same country. And I've experienced the same thing. I've been to cities in Brazil where, again, this is very sad. I don't condone this. Don't go to Brazil for sexual tourism, something like that. But I've been to cities in Brazil where, unfortunately, very sad, 80 to 90% of the beautiful chicks are for sale, and you can't touch them unless you're paying, right? Or for whatever reason, the gringo advantage is very low. Like in the south of Brazil, everybody's white. Everybody comes from like German descent in the south of Brazil. I'm nothing special. I go to the north of Brazil and I get treated very, very well. So this whole thing of like, get a visa, get a passport, learn a foreign language, study dating markets, have the balls to travel alone. This could all be under the umbrella of quote unquote doing the work. Now, if you can't leave America, if you don't want to leave America, that's fine. My content can still help you. And I do recommend meeting foreign women. Look, you can fly girls in. Chile has absolutely no visa requirement. You can just fly in a Chilean girl. Bada bing, bada boom. She doesn't have to she just literally needs a passport only. Or you can do what I call the reverse passport bro method, which is when you get, you have to be in like an area where there's a lot of like Latinos basically, or I guess an area where there's a lot of Japanese people. I don't know, whatever you're into. But let's say you're in Texas, South Florida, Southern California, maybe Chicago, and you set your language settings on Bumble or Hinge or whatever to like, I only want to see people who speak Spanish. You can meet a lot of foreign men. I know a guy in San Francisco who's used that technique, and he's cleaning it up on Hinge with, girls that are foreigners. They're not Americans. He's even learning Spanish. He said he's dating a girl from a certain city in Mexico that I don't want to say. And they're only doing 100% Spanish. So, and this is what Myron Gaines did from Fresh and Fit podcast. He has a girlfriend, Angie, who's from Venezuela. I could never see Myron in a million years, nor myself, nor many guys dating a woman that was born in the United States. The groupthink is too strong in the brainwashing to hate men. Men are garbage. Be masculine. It's your job to just take in the relationship and never give back. That's kind of like, unfortunately, for a long time been the culture in the United States, is that the man does these romantic gestures, the man pays for everything, but the woman really provides nothing in return. Whereas as foreign women, it's like they expect you to give, like they will take, but they'll also give back. Whereas American women expect you to take, but they don't want to give back. So just be very, very honest with yourself. What are you attracting? How much work have you done? If you haven't done the work yet, if you haven't lost the weight, if you haven't tried to build up a really good social media profile, if you haven't worked on your game or confidence, if you haven't done the financial stuff, maybe try to get that in order and see if you can find some exceptions and find some beautiful women in the United States. Do what I said earlier. If you're in a big city, go just a little bit outside your big city on the dating apps or Instagram or whatever it is, or go to bars and nightclubs in that setting. You can go to an 18 and over club. It'd be a little weird to be there like at my age, not necessarily, but if you're 25, 26, 27 especially. Side tangent. A lot of the reason why guys like me in my position per se might have a more difficult time getting beautiful women in the United States is because I would never even think to date a girl, for smashing, for a one night stand. There's some beautiful 30-year-olds, 31, 32-year-olds, but I would never like set my dating app to allow me to match with like a 30-year-old chick. Or I would never like seriously start dating or flirting or put in a lot of work with a chick. Like if there's some beautiful girls at the gym rats that are 31, 32, 35, but you wouldn't like start something new with them. You would smash them once. I mean, they're just too old, right? They're gonna, start downgrading really quickly. But another reason why guys like me at age 36 can't get, a lot of beautiful women in the United States, or why it becomes a lot harder, is because most girls, not all girls, but most girls in the United States don't want a guy that's more than a few years older than them. Like girls that are 21, 22 want a dude that's like max 24, 25. It's fucking wild. It's fucking crazy, especially someone who's, used to dating overseas. That's a really weird thing. So that's another thing too. If you're 35, you gotta understand that like, if you want to date a girl that's 21, 22, 23, which assuming you're in shape, you do your skincare routine, you sleep, you still like look good. Look, if you got to get some Botox, if you got to do a facelift at age, 47, do it. But assuming you look good, there should be no reason why she wouldn't want to date you. But in the United States, it's like a weird cultural thing. So take into, age and this and that. And the last thing is just don't cope. Being a passport bro and having the balls to reinvent yourself overseas, you don't have to live there forever. You can bring a girl back. There's a lot of complications, a lot of headaches, there's a lot of downsides and risk involved in that, but it can go amazing if you're the right type of guy and you maintain your strong masculine frame and you bring your girl to the US, you don't put her in Brickell, Miami, you keep her off social media, you put a baby in her right away, you get her just like in the mom life and not, too much into mainstream, culture. And you kind of like teach her like, hey, when we get to America, you're going to get this woke thing. You're going to hear this feminism thing. You're going to hear women bashing men. You're going to see women on TikTok, talking about guys have to be, 6'8" and make $9 trillion for them to be worth it. Like, but, don't watch that stuff. That stuff's all BS. You have to kind of like, guide her and protect her from herself. But if you're the right guy, you can certainly bring the woman back. And like I've said in many other videos, at the end of the day, don't cope. Don't date women that irritate you. Don't date women that are masculine. Don't date women you aren't hyper, like annoyingly, distractingly attracted to. You just want to bang them all the time, especially in the beginning, because it'll all fade a little bit. But if the chick's like really, really beautiful to you, like a 7.5 or an 8, you won't get tired of banging her and you'll be able to feel that romantic love again. Good luck feeling like the butterflies and like the romantic love for a girl that isn't like truly beautiful. And that doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice on personality either. If you're the right type of guy, you could have beauty and brains. So just know where you're at in life. Use the strategies. If you have to stay in America, use the strategies we talked about going to smaller towns, setting a different language on your dating app, putting an emphasis on meeting foreign women in the United States if and when you can. And if you just know that like you don't like women in your current dating market, you can't get the results you want either on physical looks or with personality, femininity, submissiveness, then you got to get your passport and you got to go overseas or you're just going to be unhappy. My contact information if you want to work with me is in the description of the video. Peace out and subscribe. Click that subscribe button now. Cheers, boys.